In this video, I want to show you how to make a double line graph from a Google Sheet and to sync that double line graph by copying and pasting it into a Google document. Okay. So first we're going to get this graph made. Just simply, all we have to do is highlight the data that we want graphed. So I want Idaho and Tennessee, so I'm scrolling down to the bottom here. Shift and click, and now notice I've got all of these two columns highlighted, and I want to click on this insert chart. It looks kind of like a bar graph here, and generally it'll show you exactly the type that you want. Now maybe if it didn't show you a line chart, you would click here, you would get the type of graph that you want, but we do want this line chart, so we can just click on that. And to show you how it syncs over into a Google document, we're going to copy it now, and then I can show you how the edits that we make will show up in the Google document. So we're going to edit and copy this. Notice we clicked on that. So edit, copy. And we're going to make a Google Doc here. Give it a sec to load. Edit, paste. And it'll give you this option as you paste your chart to link to the spreadsheet, and that's exactly what you want to do. Now, any edits that we make in the spreadsheet here will show up in the Google document over here. So the edits we want to make, we don't have any x-axis here, our title isn't very specific, so there's a few things we want to change here. So we want to add an x-axis first. And for the range of data we want everything in that A column from A1. You can click on it there and shift, click down to the bottom here. Notice this colon it has in between. This colon is the way that it shows from one thing to another thing. So it says sheet 1, which is what we have here, sheet 1, and the exclamation point, don't worry too much about that. It's just sheet 1 from cell A1 to A128. So that's perfect. That's what we want. If we go back up to our chart here, oh, it looks a little funny. It looks funny here because we have everything here labeled as 2008, so it reads it all as the same thing, but we know it's not all the same thing. We know it was the first month, January, and then February, then March. There's 12 months in a year, so what we're going to do in order to get this set up right, we're going to add 1/12 onto each cell as we go down. So the first one just stays 2008. Then this one is going to be equal, and you can click up to the previous cell, and then plus 1/12. It's adding on 1/12. And the next one we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hit equal to the previous cell, plus 1/12. One of the really cool things about Google Sheets and about Excel is that once you have a formula, move it to the side. Once you have a formula in a cell and it can recognize a pattern, you can drag this down and it will just continue the pattern that you've already made all the way through what you've dragged. So we're going to go take this all the way down, and we've got 2018.5, which is exactly what we want. That's halfway through 2018, July 2018. Go back up to the top. There it is again. Now we have it showing the data as it increases over time, but we also have our x-axis. And on that x-axis, we have the years, so we can follow how this data is changing at specific years. Let's see, a couple other things we want to switch here. Let's go over to Customize, and let's change our titles, chart and axis titles. First, the general title here. This isn't just Idaho and Tennessee. This is unemployment rates in Idaho and Tennessee. And I want this to stand out a little bit. I'm going to center that, and instead of making it gray, I'll make it black, maybe even bold it. All right, that's the chart title. We also want to change the horizontal axis title because we don't know what it's talking about right now. Horizontal being at the bottom, like the x-axis. These are years. I'm going to say the year. And for the vertical axis, the unemployment All right, that looks so much better. Now, if we go back over into our document, notice no changes have happened, but now we have this update button. So we click on that update chart, and voila, there it is. We've made a double line graph of all the data from a Google Sheet and put it into a Google document, and we now know how to link them and to update it as we change information.